This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Tonight, accused in court. 4 youth charged in connection with a homicide at the Halifax shopping centre appear before a judge.
I'm Paul Withers at the Bedford Institute of Oceanography, where a new $25 million advanced marine research centre has opened up. I'll tell you about that coming up later.
And on the campaign trail, meet the candidates vying to become the next MLA for Pictou West.
A frosty night tonight, but recovering nicely on Tuesday with lots of sunshine and temperatures into the teens and even 20s. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. A tiny courtroom in Halifax was packed with lawyers, court workers, and spectators this morning as the murder case against 4 teenagers took another step forward.
They're charged with second-degree murder in the killing of 16-year-old Ahmad Al-Marak last month. Blair Rhodes has our top story tonight.
Ahmad Al-Marak's parents were in the courtroom to hear the latest developments in their son's case. They were accompanied by a translator and supporters. Al-Marak was stabbed in a parkade at the Halifax shopping centre early on the evening of April 22nd. He died later in hospital. Days later, police arrested and charged 2 14-year-olds, a boy and a girl. They later made separate arrests of 2 16-year-old boys. Each of the 4 has been charged separately with second-degree murder, and all 4 are being held in jail. The Crown hasn't yet decided how many trials will be needed, nor have defense decided when or whether to try to get their clients out on bail.
That will be up to them and their counsel. But this is very early stages of the prosecution. The counsel have all recently been retained for all 4. They've recently been given all their disclosure, which they have to absorb and review with their clients. So they will let us know what they decide to do on the next appearance.
For 3 of the accused, that next appearance will be on Friday. But the lawyer for one of the 16-year-olds will be in court first thing tomorrow, trying to see if there are early dates available for a trial in youth court.
We appreciate that the community has been shocked and shaken by this tragedy, and it's something that the Nova Scotia Public Prosecution Service is taking very seriously. That's why we have put 3 Crown attorneys on this file, which, as I'm sure you know, is unusual. The police have laid informations against 4 accused persons, young persons, for second-degree murder, which are very, very serious charges. And we will be taking it seriously as well on our end.
Terry Nickerson says this process will take months, which is normal for a case like this. Blair Rhodes, CBC News, Halifax.
2 more teens are facing charges in relation to bomb threats made at Halifax area schools recently. Police say they've charged a 13-year-old in relation to threats made at Rocky Lake Junior High on May the 3rd, and another 13-year-old in relation to threats made at Fairview Junior High on May the 1st. The 2 teens are scheduled to appear in Halifax Youth Justice Court at a later date to face charges of mischief and uttering threats. Last week, police charged a 15 and 16-year-old with threats made at JL Ilsley High School on May the 7th. Police say since April 1st, police have investigated 25 separate incidents of threats made about explosive devices at schools around Halifax.
University students in Halifax have set up a pro-Palestinian encampment on the Dalhousie University campus. There are about 18 tents set up on the quad so far. The protest was organized by a coalition of students from Dalhousie, Kings, NASCAD, and St. Mary's. They're calling on those schools to divest from any Israel-related investments. It's not just students taking part. One family doctor who spent time volunteering in Gaza before the war says he felt compelled to come out and show his support.
As a family doctor, I am, of course, concerned about human lives. Human lives, whether it's in Canada, U.S., throughout the world. And what's happening in Gaza is ultimately so upsetting and distressing to me.
The encampment is part of a growing movement across North American campuses. A spokesperson for Dalhousie says the university is aware of the encampment and will comment later.
Fire crews in Halifax responded to 2 separate fires at homeless encampments over the weekend. No one was injured in either. The first happened in Bears Lake Friday night. The other was in Dartmouth Saturday night. A pop-up tent trailer burned to the ground. No one was inside at the time. It took crews about an hour to put out the fire. CBC spoke to a woman who lives at the encampment and was there when the fire broke out.
As soon as I seen the fire, I started running towards it because, like I said, it was a friend there and it was very nerve-wracking, very scary. The flames were pretty high. It looked like the whole campground was on fire, but no, it was just the one pop-up trailer.
The cause of the fire is under investigation. Business owners in Sydney are lauding the arrival of a new police building on Charlotte Street. In recent months, security has become an issue for businesses and customers alike. Cape Breton Regional Police are addressing those concerns with the opening of a community office in the downtown core. The CBC's Kyle Moore has the story.
There will be more of a police presence in downtown Sydney in the days and weeks to come. That was the message from Cape Breton Regional Police Chief Robert Walsh today as he officially announced the opening of a new community office on Charlotte Street. Some local business owners say it can't come soon enough.
You know, it's public perception lately, whether we want to believe it or not, that it's unsafe to come downtown. And we don't believe that's the case.
Craig Boudreau says vandalism and theft in downtown Sydney has been an ongoing problem, but he says this is a positive step in the right direction.
Obviously, we've had the graffiti issues, and we've had, well, I mean, I could go on all day, right? There's banks that have to renovate. There's all sorts of things. There's business that have to pay an extra person because they're concerned with the security of their staff.
The councillor for the area says he's already seeing improvements since police stepped up patrols in the downtown.
We see we're the homeless shelter on Townsend Street. I know our officers are walking the beat, have built a very good relationship with the folks there, and you see drastic improvements happening in that location.
The new office will be open daily and be home to officers doing foot patrol in the area. Chief Walsh says it's about building relationships in the community.
There has been an increase in calls for service in the downtown core. We all recognize that we have a great many people who are living rough, that are struggling right now and that need the additional support.
With the revitalization project currently in its last phase and the new NSCC nearing completion, Walsh says people need to feel safe in the area.
One such idea is to have video surveillance cameras. This has been a very successful program in Charlottetown, for example, where it has been very successful in deterring crime. So we are considering a whole host of different approaches to policing and serving our community.
All steps to curb crime in the downtown. Kyle Moore, CBC News, Sydney.
A new $25 million marine research center officially opened in Dartmouth today at the Bedford Institute of Oceanography. The facility will coordinate the sophisticated underwater platforms used by Canada to gather ocean data. Paul Withers reports.
A ceremony and a building 4 years in the making.
To officially open the new Facility for Intelligent Marine Systems.
FIMS, as it's known, brings together researchers from Fisheries and Oceans, Natural Resources Canada, and Defence Research and Development Canada into one place. All currently use unmanned gliders and remotely operated vehicles. This is a chance to be more efficient.
One of the things that we're really starting to converge on with a facility like this is that we can use them together. So we can put sensors on that measure the ocean, as well as, say, acoustic sensors that listen for things that are in the ocean, whether that be whales or ships or other sound sources. And then we can actually not only share the data that comes out of that for our own purposes, but also take advantage of the logistics that are involved in, working on the vehicles, the technical expertise.
A focus for the Navy, mapping Canada's seafloor in an increasingly accessible Arctic.
So that when we, the Navy, go up north to establish our presence, we can do it with the best possible technology that we have, either fitted in our ships, embarked in our ships, remote equipment that we can leave there, gather information, bring it back, analyze, so that next time we go, our presence there is as assertive as can be.
Today's event also a chance to showcase some of the hardware that will be in use here, including this underwater remotely operated vehicle that will be used to recover and inspect equipment on the ocean floor.
Well, actually, it's planned to go to the Arctic this summer to do an array recovery.
The facility is not classified, although some of the sensors used by the military and that data may be restricted. Operational costs will be shared between departments. Paul Withers, CBC News, Halifax.
Ferry trips between Digby and St. John, New Brunswick resumed this morning after almost a week of cancellations. Bay Ferry says one of the winches used to raise and lower the bumper at the dock in St. John failed on Tuesday. There have been no crossings since. And the cause of the failure is under investigation, and the repair is expected to take up to 2 weeks. In the meantime, the bumper is being removed, and the ferry will still be able to run with special operating measures put in place by the captain.
Pretty nice day in Nova Scotia. Hope there's more of that in the forecast.
I know. You hinted at that at the headline.
Yeah, another beautiful day shaping up tomorrow. No question about that. Even better than today, really. Thanks so much, Tom and Amy. Hope everybody had a great weekend. And yeah, certainly Monday, a little better than Saturday and Sunday temperature-wise, and obviously a little more sun as well. It's kind of the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, you can see temperatures high single, low double digits across Cape Breton. And we were into the teens and flirting with the 20-degree mark in through the valley this afternoon. Now, despite that, it is going to be a chilly night tonight. A frost advisory is in effect. Now, this needs some context because while the frost advisory is only in effect for the western half of the province, it is still possible in the east. Given that it's been kind of an early start to planting season, especially in the valley and through the South Shore region, Environment Canada is putting their frost advisories in place a little earlier than normal. The rest of the province will start getting those advisories issued on the 15th in a couple of days. So just a little noteworthy point there because, yeah, there is a chance of frost across the province tonight with temperatures dropping into the 0 to 3 range. It is going to be a chilly start, but we'll recover beautifully. Temperatures, high teens. Most of us will be in the 6 to 20 range. Now, that said, southwest wind, a little bit of a westerly wind here, an onshore flow in the north. It's going to be a sea breeze haven tomorrow across Nova Scotia. So no doubt if you are closer to the coastlines, temperatures are going to be cooler, ranging from about 12 to 14 degrees. Even cooler right on the water. Now, as you can see, into the long range, we are looking at that area of high pressure fading off to the south, and we will start to add in some shower chances as early as Wednesday afternoon for western areas. Just a very isolated risk. Things clouding up towards the end of the week, and we will certainly increase the chances for showers. Of course, all eyes on that long weekend. Tom and Amy will break it down with your full 7-day forecast coming up in a few minutes.
We'll want to hear more about that. All right, thanks so much, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Arthur Irving, the New Brunswick billionaire who ran Canada's largest oil refinery, has died at the age of 93. For decades, Arthur Irving ran Irving Oil, including its St. John refinery. Jacques Poitras has more on his life and legacy.
Well, when we run our business, the score is be profitable, run your business so you can be a credit to yourself and to your employees and to the public.
Arthur Irving was the middle son of Casey Irving, the small-town businessman who built a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate.
If I'm a shipbuilder, then Art's the super salesman.
Arthur ran Irving Oil. He was famous for his belief in customer service and his drive.
That's our drive every day, every day, every day, and not quit.
Irving's refinery in St. John is Canada's largest. It expanded under Arthur Irving's leadership and now processes 320,000 barrels of crude oil a day. It helped make him wealthy, though he always played down his fortunes.
I know I have got a penny in my pocket right now, and I don't need a penny right now, but I know where to get it if I need it.
Forbes magazine recently estimated Arthur Irving's wealth at $6.4 billion. In 2023, the magazine ranked him the 8th richest person in Canada.
This money deal is, forget it. You got enough for a hamburger now and again, that's just fine with us.
Arthur Irving's success made him an officer of the Order of Canada and a member of the Canadian Business Hall of Fame, along with his brothers James Kay and Jack. After the brothers split up the conglomerate, Irving Oil came under a family trust controlled by Arthur and his children. His son Kenneth left as CEO in 2010 following a mental health breakdown, and he was estranged from his father after a court battle over the structure of the trust. Arthur's death comes at an uncertain time for Irving Oil. The refinery is New Brunswick's largest emitter of greenhouse gases. And last year, the company announced a strategic review that it said could lead to the sale of the business.
So thank you for the work that you do each and every
Arthur's
day.
daughter Sarah left her position with the executive leadership team last year. Now it's up to his heirs to decide the future of the company that bears his imprint.
And that report from the CBC's Jacques Poitras. A week from tomorrow, the people of Pictou West will know who will represent them at Province House. Carla McFarlane, their MLA for the past 11 years, resigned her seat a little more than a month ago. The Premier then called a by-election, and 4 people have been campaigning for the job ever since. Our legislature reporter Jean Laroche has spent time with those candidates and brings us this profile.
You want him to do a spell?
Not really.
How are you? Marco McLeod.
The PC candidate is out with the Premier trying to win votes, hearing from voters.
I don't have a doctor.
Okay. Right.
I have no doctor.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a familiar complaint, but this is fertile soil for the party in power. McLeod is hoping his family's deep roots in the community will bear fruit.
You went to school with my dad.
Yes,
West
I
Pictou.
did. Yes.
Yeah, you told me that in the shop the other day.
Him.
Having my own small business, working hard on the farm, and it's led me to this moment, and I'm really excited for it.
This county councillor finished a distant second in the last election. She's hoping for a better showing now that it's the Houston government that has to defend its record.
I feel our government, Tim Houston, has let us down. We need help here for the people in Pictou West, and I want to be the strong voice for the people here.
The by-election is also a chance for the official opposition to gauge support for its ideas, including a 2% cut to the HST.
That'd be $500 million back into the pockets of consumers.
Things are not great here. People want money back in their pocket. They want instant return. They don't want to wait.
Just outside town, the NDP candidate, a town councillor, has found exactly the voter she's looking for.
I did vote Liberal all my life, but
yeah.
I'll never do it again.
There you go.
And,
okay.
I don't like the blue guys either.
Well, then Melinda's your chance.
I think I'm a pretty good choice.
Well,
yeah.
I said when I ran for my municipal election that I wanted to be a voice for the people that are less heard, and that's exactly what I want to do at the provincial level.
The Green Party of Nova Scotia candidate is running her campaign out of her car. She won 124 votes in the last election, hoping to do better this time.
I really don't expect a landslide. This is pretty well controlled by the PCs.
About 12,000 people are eligible to vote in this by-election. So far, 1,000 of them already have. Election day is May 21st. Jean Laroche, CBC News, Pictou.
Changes by the federal government to the international student permit system could cost some Nova Scotia universities millions in revenue. Ottawa put a cap on international student enrollment earlier this year, decreasing the number of permits by 35% nationally. Between the cap and other changes, Acadia University in Wolfville is expecting to lose between $3 and $6 million this year. But a university official says lost revenue isn't the only problem.
We try to have as diverse a student population we can at Acadia. And it's not just a great opportunity for international students who join us, but a real learning opportunity for our domestic students as well, who end up sitting shoulder to shoulder with students from all corners of the world who have different backgrounds, different belief systems, and that's really where we feel a liberal education becomes quite magical, frankly.
Duguay says the revenue loss is really a four-year problem because students who don't enroll this year won't be part of the cohort contributing in future years. CBC News also learned that St. Mary's University in Halifax is expecting to lose between $5 and $6 million in revenue because of the changes.
A unique housing development in Kentville is now home to the man it is named after. Ryan's Park is a so-called pocket community that is designed to be safe and more inclusive for people living with disabilities, including Ryan Mills, who has recently moved in. Amanda Balser is a service provider who coordinates his care.
Ryan is the focus, and he knows that. He has built really great relationships with every single person. And it works for him. He has the consistency, and I think he's going to thrive.
As the province tries to move more people living with disabilities out of institutions, we'll tell you how things are going at Ryan's Park a little later in the program. We're going to take a quick break right now. Do stay with us, though.
Yes, we have a lot more to come on CBC Nova Scotia News. A wildfire is threatening Fort Nelson, BC today. 4,700 people are under evacuation orders.
It is Memorial Day in Israel. It's the day Israelis honor the country's fallen soldiers. This year it comes as it's waging war against Hamas.
And a beautiful night over Halifax Harbor. Ryan is up next with his weather forecast. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
All right, we've had better weekends, that's for sure, but man, what a light show.
Oh, I know. Everybody on social media was posting what they could of the beautiful lights. I didn't see them, though, with being in the city.
We're 0 for 3 on the desk here.
Yeah.
I did jump in the vehicle and kind of cruise out away from the light pollution as much as I could, but I couldn't see any either. Again, the clouds weren't super cooperative in the metro area on Friday evening. Most of the pics that we did see, at least coming into the show here, were from the valley and up towards Mount Uniacke and the airport. And here's just a few, and there were a ton that did come in. This one from Poor George and Julie Mann with this one. Beautiful, again, with the lighthouse in the foreground. This one,
brilliant, eh?
Taken along the Bay of Fundy from Karen David, and thanks to Karen for sharing. This next one from East Gore, and again, just terrific.
Huh?
And then we go to Barry Burgess, who jumped in his car and drove all the way to PEI because he knew it was going to be a better
That looks almost
dedication.
tie-dyed, right?
Yeah. He
So
knew
cool.
the cloud cover was more favorable there, and he said he was not disappointed for making the trip. So thanks to Barry for sharing, of course, and to everybody for sharing your great pictures. We'll see, hopefully not our only taste of the Northern Lights over the next little while. We'll, of course, keep you posted. Here are our temperatures out there right now. Boy, what a change. As the sea breeze kicked in this afternoon in the metro area, temperatures dropped down to the single digits, but you can see still hanging on to 17, 18 degrees in through the valley. And that is certainly one of our warmest spots right now with that wind that is generally in from the south. And we are looking at, sustained in the 10, 20 kilometer per hour range in most cases, a little lighter in some, but we are looking at basically no gusts, so it is quite pleasant out there. Lots of sunshine, bit of high cloud cover here. We'll keep an eye on that, but it does look like any of that precipitation will, for the most part, be dissipating and not working its way into our region. We are looking at a couple of lows off to the west that we're going to be watching edging into the region and building the clouds and throwing a few showers into the mix in the coming days. Temperatures across the country right now, not far from where they should be seasonal, and you can see places like Phoenix, 37 degrees heating up. Now, as I mentioned, earlier in the program, there is a frost advisory in effect for the western half of the province tonight, but there's a risk of frost all across the province, especially in low-lying areas. We're going to be in that 0 to 3 range with the winds light tonight, so be mindful of that. If you were very eager beaver and already have some frost-sensitive plants in the ground. Now, you can see lots of clear skies to start the day tomorrow. We'll see some cloud cover working into Cape Breton into the afternoon, but still a mainly sunny day there. And we will be watching the clouds to kind of edge into the western parts of the province as well. But overall, just a mainly sunny day. Temperatures variable, bit of a northerly component to the wind here, so the warmest temps will be in and around the Bredor Lakes region and down into Richmond County. That's where we should crack 16 to 17 degrees for tomorrow. And again, it's all going to depend on your proximity to the coastline. Northerly winds will be light along the Northumberland shore, so it will be cooler, but inland we should climb to the 15, 16 range. Best chance for 20 will be Amherst down through Truro into Hants County and down towards the Halifax area, and then also a couple of pockets in the valley and down towards Bridgewater, as well as Kedgie. Onshore wind in Yarmouth, temperatures there closer to 14 degrees. A little more widespread, high teens, low 20s on Wednesday. A little more southerly component to the air, though, to the wind, so we will see temps a bit cooler in those onshore winds along the Atlantic coastline. That area of high pressure fades out. We've got some building clouds into the Thursday time frame. Again, isolated shower chances are going to be the name of the game. Thursday, they're also going to be on the menu for Friday and Saturday. Not a washout. Southerly components of the warmest temps for Saturday are going to be in the valley, where we could still reach 16, 17 degrees. Sunday looks like our wettest day, and then fingers crossed that we're going to be drying out for Monday. We'll keep you posted on that. Tom and Amy.
All right, thanks so much, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. People gathered in the north end of Halifax over the weekend for a somber memorial. Saturday marked 15 years since Tanya Brooks was killed. Her homicide remains unsolved.
The 36-year-old Mi'kmaq woman was a mother of 5. If she were still alive, she would now be a grandmother. Her family members are still hoping for a break in the case and for her memory to be kept alive.
She was my big sister. She was kind-hearted. She was a very, very talented artist. She was a proud mom. You know, she may have made choices and decisions that necessarily don't align with mainstream, but we all have choices and decisions that don't align with mainstream. I don't think that constitutes for murder. You know, it's not enough for us to say, hey, yeah, that's just a life. You don't realize the loss of that life and the effect that it has. And I do this for 15 years. I've been coming and making sure that this story doesn't get lost.
Tanya's body was discovered at St. Pat's Alexander School in a trench. We were able to trace her steps up until about 9 p.m. the night before. It is believed, our investigators believe, that Tanya knew the assailants, and we do believe that there are people out there who may have information about her death, and we're asking them to come forward.
This is not just me that's affected. This is the butterfly effect. This is a ripple effect of generations of damage that has been done. You stole my sister. You took my nephew because he took his life. Her son, he was 24. It was just too much, you know? And then my mother died, I'm sure, exuberated by a broken heart. You know, that didn't exactly help her as well. And Tanya's now a grandmother, so you've lost out. That's another generation that's never going to know her. My daughters, my granddaughters, they've been robbed of an aunt and a great aunt. So if you sit back and you think that idiotic, stupid decision for whatever choice, whomever decided to do this, has so many effects, and it's trauma that will continue for generations. And I don't think people realize that this is not a club you want to belong to. We just need people to come forward. That's the biggest that I can't plead it enough. I don't want to do this another 20 years. I don't want to be sitting here another 5 years. I'd rather be sitting here and saying it's finally done. You know, you shouldn't have to look at people in society and wonder if they're the ones that killed my sister. So no matter what we go through, the only thing that court's gonna prove is that the person or persons that have done this are being held accountable for something they should not have done in the first place.
Up next, we'll take you to Ryan's Park in Kentville, where the man that the unique housing development is named for has recently moved in. That's our Newsmaker tonight.
Please stay with us. You're watching CBC Nova Scotia News. Welcome back. We want to bring you an update now on a story we first featured last year. Ryan's Park, a unique housing development in Kentville, is open.
In a province that has been slow to move people with disabilities out of institutions, this project has been spearheaded by the love of a mother who has made it her life's work to build a better life for her son, who's living with autism. For much of his life, Ryan Mills has bounced from group homes to an institution and back, his health worsening all the while. Frightened COVID might kill him, his desperate mother, Susan Harvey, retrofitted her house and brought Ryan home. Autism and severe anxiety overwhelms him at times, causing him to bang his head against walls, making sleep almost impossible.
I was like dying. You can't do 24/7 care.
Susan dreamt of a better life for her son, a so-called pocket community, where Ryan would be safe and welcomed, included. It's been a long time coming, but now Nova Scotia's one-of-a-kind housing complex, Ryan's Park, still under construction, has a new tenant. And Ryan Mills is already feeling right at home. Hello, Ryan, how are you? How are you? Nice to see you. As soon as I arrive, Ryan wants to go down to his basement, specially padded for his safety, to show off his toys. Amanda Balser is a service provider who now coordinates care for Ryan.
He loves it. We try to make the transition as easy as we could and, talk him through it and give him the option to go back to his mom's house or here, like visit back and forth, but he chose here and he hasn't wanted to leave since.
Under this arrangement, the province pays Ryan's rent and also for 2 paid staff 24/7 to attend to Ryan's needs. His family says they pay for a few extras here and there.
Ryan is the focus and he knows that. He has built really great relationships with every single person. And it works for him. He has the consistency, and I think he's going to thrive.
Ryan's Park was built with the needs of Ryan in mind. For example, cars on the outside of the development, creating a safe courtyard for him to enjoy the outdoors. A community meeting center where Ryan and others living here can mingle, a so-called pocket community, more inclusive. All of it the inspiration of Ryan's mother, Susan, who convinced a developer to build it.
Well, now that we're finally there, I feel really good about it. Yeah, even if it's not my original picture for Ryan's Park, a lot of it is. The central courtyard where he can be safe running outside, and the common house for community get-togethers, and that's going to be great. So yeah, I think it's amazing. I feel very fortunate. Ryan's fortunate. Anybody moving into that row alongside of him is coming after, and so they're moving into his community instead of moving him into a space like he did here. And this community never really welcomed him, and I get that. But there, he's first, and so it's kind of his place, and it's named after him, so it is his place.
We'll get you a coffee in a minute.
Neither the family nor the Department of Community Services will say how much this is costing. It's not cheap. But moving people with disabilities out of institutions is now a must in Nova Scotia. The courts ruled 2 years ago the province's failure to offer, quote, meaningful access to housing services for people with disabilities amounts to a violation of their basic rights. So as the province and other families look for housing solutions, is something like Ryan's Park realistic for other families?
I'd say it's highly unlikely.
Why do you say that?
Well, the amount of work and heartache and headache that's gone into creating that is just phenomenal, especially with COVID in the middle of it. But also, it was very complicated to put something like that together. There's almost no benefit to building apartments financially right now with the way things are.
High interest rates have translated to rising rents, and when the lease expires, will the province be willing to pay the rent here in the future? Ryan's Park is facing headwinds, but others are expected to move into the other units soon.
There will be some people living there that are probably on the spectrum of autism.
And is that the way you sort of saw it happening? Is that the kind of community you were feeling?
It's not the way we saw it originally, but we were sort of pie in the sky. We thought there'd be affordable housing there, disability housing, but in the end, they're just houses, and they're luxury houses.
Life is a far cry from those years back in Susan's old house, where she was trying to care for her son. Susan is now trying to move on with her life. She's selling her old house and taking her first vacation trip in years.
And the last 4 years have been very difficult, the hardest years of my life, and maybe of Ryan's as well. I think probably it has been. Just hope with more staff. He now has a service provider, so I'm kind of free to live my life a bit. If I can just let go and, yeah, make sure he's okay.
Ryan is receiving what is called individualized funding, which is supposed to stay with the person regardless of where they choose to live and who they choose to have support them. When asked if the province will financially back other projects like Ryan's Park, the department says it's leaving it up to participants to decide how to best use their individualized funding. And finally, the Nova Scotia government has failed to meet the first deadline to stop admitting people with disabilities into institutions. It says it's still working on rolling out a no new admissions policy.
Coming up, that is Donald Trump's former fixer and lawyer, Michael Cohen, on his way to testify today in Trump's hush money trial. Cohen is the prosecution's star witness. Welcome back. A fast-moving wildfire is threatening the community of Fort Nelson in northeastern British Columbia.
Authorities say the flames are now just a few kilometers from the town.
The next 48 hours will be a challenging situation for the Northern Rockies Regional Municipality, given forecasted ongoing westerly winds and extremely dry and volatile fuels in the area. We may begin to see volatile wildfire activity later this afternoon.
4,700 people are under evacuation orders. Those who remain are being told to get out now. Crews are battling the blaze from the air and from the ground.
But they're also fighting what are known as holdover fires in the same region, fires that burned deep in the ground throughout the winter.
British Columbia is not the only province fighting wildfires today. Parts of Manitoba and Alberta are also feeling the heat and the smoke. There's a fire burning about 1.5 kilometers from Cranberry Portage in Manitoba. The community was evacuated over the weekend, except for emergency crews.
They've been deploying sprinklers in the community, ensuring that all structures of value and homes and all of those structures remain standing, and all of those sprinklers remain working well, and that has been successful. The fire itself is still a very dangerous fire, so our evacuation notice remains.
One fire official says he's never seen a fire move more quickly in 40 years, and it will take a long time to put out. In Alberta, there are fires burning near Grand Prairie and Fort McMurray. All the fire activity has led to smoky skies as far south as Edmonton.
As the Israeli offensive ramps up in Gaza, many Palestinian families are running out of safe places. And in Israel, this year's Memorial Day is being underscored by the raw memory of the deadly Hamas attack on October the 7th. But Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is also facing pressure from families to bring the remaining hostages home. Chris Brown reports.
Sirens sounded for Israel's dead as the country paused to remember its victims of war and terror, with thoughts of those who perished at Hamas's hands on October 7th. Including at Reim, the music festival site where hundreds were killed and kidnapped, and at ceremonies in Jerusalem. Sharon Sharabi's two brothers were kidnapped on October the 7th. One is now dead and the other he wants desperately home.
Difficult day for all my family, for all Israeli nation, but we have hopeful that all the soldiers and the hostages will come back home.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu used the service as a rallying cry for continuing the war. It's either us, Israel, or them, the Hamas monsters, he said. This is supposed to be a day free of politics, but with Israeli hostages still in Gaza and the war against Hamas escalating, there's also anger at the government. As Netanyahu finished, someone yelled, "Garbage. There's nothing to respect. He killed my children." Another held up an Israeli flag with October the 7th written in red.
A lot of people in this country don't trust him to the point that I don't know what his interests are. Is he making a decision because this is his political interest?
In Gaza, Israeli reports suggest battles with Hamas are fierce, including in northern areas that Israel's military said it had already subdued, evidence that Hamas is far from vanquished. Hanan Barghouti and her family are among the at least 360,000 who fled Rafah back to a burned-out school in Han Yunis, the third time their family has been displaced. Our circumstances are very difficult, Hanan told a freelance videographer working for CBC News. We escaped from one death to another, from one place to another place. With ceasefire talks in stasis, the prospect of an end to the war seems as distant as ever. Chris Brown, CBC News, Jerusalem.
The prosecution's star witness testified today at Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York. Michael Cohen, Trump's former lawyer and personal fixer, told the court that Trump told him to move ahead with a payment to Stormy Daniels to bury an alleged affair with the porn star that could have damaged Trump's 2016 campaign. The CBC's Chris Glover has the latest as the trial enters its final stretch.
This whole criminal trial has led up to this moment. The key witness for the prosecution taking the stand, coming also with extensive baggage of his own.
What do you have to say?
Michael Cohen, the man Donald Trump used to pay to fix his problems, now serving as his biggest one.
Everybody else, though compelling, were circumstantial evidence witnesses. He is the direct link witness.
The prosecution needs Cohen to link Trump directly to the alleged scheme to falsify business records, to conceal hush money payments, to keep an alleged affair with an adult film star quiet.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
Cohen testified about the intensity in Trump's orbit after the Access Hollywood tape surfaced in the dying days of the 2016 campaign. Around that time, Cohen became aware of a Playboy model, Karen McDougal, shopping a story of an affair with Trump. In September 2016, Cohen secretly recorded Trump talking about paying to keep that story quiet. It was played for jurors again.
What financing? We'll have to pay you, so. No.
Prosecutors using that anecdote to prove a pattern, when next, Cohen says he paid adult film star Stormy Daniels to stay quiet at Donald Trump's urging. Trump said to me, "This is a disaster, a total disaster. Women are going to hate me," Cohen testified.
You gonna tell the truth today in court?
Since Cohen himself already served jail time for crimes including lying to Congress, his credibility before the jury is under the spotlight.
They just need to trust him a little bit. And they need to see how he fits in with all the other witnesses. And they have to remember that if this guy is so bad, why did Trump employ him for so long?
Mission accomplished, says former Trump communications director Anthony Scaramucci, who's also broken from Trump's ranks.
You and I both know people that have been caught in lies in the past that have reformed themselves and are speaking very directly and very factually. And I think he did that today.
This is the prosecution's final major witness. He's expected back on the stand tomorrow, and the prosecution says it could wrap its case by the end of this week. Chris Glover, CBC News, New York.
Indonesia's Mount Ibu erupted today, sending massive plumes of ash into the sky.
Whoa.
The eruption happened this morning, lasting about 5 minutes, spewing dark gray clouds about 5 kilometers high. It follows a smaller, similar flare-up last Friday. More than 13,000 people live within a 5-kilometer radius of the crater, but no evacuations have been reported so far.
Canada's main stock index moved lower today. Here's a look at the numbers as we head to break. All right, this is more like the spring weather we've been talking about, isn't it?
Do you think some people are playing hooky tomorrow?
Yes.
No one here, right?
No one here. No,
But they've
of course
got your
not.
permission, right?
Yeah. Listen, it's going to be fantastic. Tomorrow will be the nicest day of the week, although Wednesday looks pretty good as well. We'll see a little more cloud cover in the mix. We'll walk you through it in just a sec. First, let's show you our viewer picture of the day. This one comes to us from Dominion, of course, beautiful Cape Breton, right along the coast. And
lovely.
One more Northern Lights
Can't get
picture. Yeah, we showed a bunch earlier in the program if you're just joining us. But Ian with another great shot. And boy, they were on full display on Friday night. Some folks actually saw them on Saturday night as well. And yes, just thanks to everybody for sharing. Tomorrow in Dominion, temperatures will be a bit cool, right along the coast with that northerly wind, probably closer to 8-7 degrees, but inland temps will warm up quickly. We'll be into the teens across a good portion of Cape Breton, 17 and around the Bredor Lakes region, looking at temperatures ranging from 12 to 16 near the coast, really right on the coast, even a little bit cooler if that wind is coming in off the water. Of course, those temps are cool, but many of us will be into the 16 to 20 range tomorrow, including in the metro area. Those temperatures will likely pop even into the low 20s for even a few more folks on Wednesday. But note the orange colors in kind of the interior. There will be a bit of a sea breeze setting up again on Wednesday. Is par for the course this time of year until those ocean temperatures warm up. But the high pressure, the sunshine will certainly help that happen. And we'll, make some progress in the coming days, no question. Now, things clouding up into the Thursday time period. We're going to see some isolated shower chances Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. But temps will stay mild, which is good news there.
That is good news.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. $9.5 million is hard to picture for many of us, but here's how to fit that between your thumb and index finger.
Ooh, wow.
Isn't that nice? That is a vivid yellow diamond going under the hammer tomorrow in Geneva.
Auction house Sotheby's estimates this Cartier brooch could fetch nearly $10 million. It is one of the largest diamonds in the world and weighs more than 100 carats.
The diamond is believed to have been mined over 100 years ago in South Africa.
Well worth it, don't you think?
Oh,
So?
yeah,
Yeah, go shopping. That's it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.